Hello, let's get stuck in straight away in another piece on how to write a book. And the question I often get asked is this about fiction or is it about non-fiction? And actually, it's about both a lot of the time. And in fact, compartmentalizing fiction and non-fiction leads to some of the problems with works not being as good as they might be. So let's take a look at this, should we? And the first thing really is to start thinking about what is in fact a myth. Beware of a myth. In fact, it's really two myths in one sense. So let's take a look. What I hear quite often is statements like fiction is just creative writing. I always think when people say just, it sounds slightly dismissive. But they might say it's only creative writing, and whichever way it gets said, I don't think it's true. And then the other thing I hear almost equally often is non-fiction is just factual writing. And I believe if you go along with believing those two things, then it creates some real problems. So what's the reality compared with these myths? Well, when we start with fiction, I'm not just expressing an opinion here. I'm appealing to your own experience. And if you think about it and your own experiences of reading, some of the best fiction writing is highly planned. It must have been highly planned, and it's based on lots of facts and real life experiences. And it's those facts and experiences where the writer writes about what they really know about that gives a work of fiction the authenticity that it has. And that authenticity is something that's quite compelling, isn't it? The other side of the coin is that some of the best non-fiction writing really is highly creative in lots of different ways. Perhaps the most creative way that non-fiction works is when stories are used to engage the audience, to tease, to tantalize, to draw the reader in. And if you're writing about something of a non-fiction nature, even if you find it very interesting, if you don't introduce elements of creativity, you could easily make it boring when it needn't be. So what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do to apply this to your own writing, whether you're writing fiction or non-fiction? Because just a little bit of what we just talked about can make a very real and big difference. So there we are. That's today's topic, exposing the myth of fiction and non-fiction being something that they're not, neither is. What would you like to do about it? Well, what you might like to do about it, as you can see on the screen, you can contact us. You might like to subscribe to this channel and press the bell button, and then you'll be notified of what comes next. Please comment on the video, and by all means, and especially, would you ask questions, and then I'll try to address those actually underneath here or in future pieces that I do. At the moment, I'm running a separate thing on how to write every Thursday late in the afternoon UK time. I welcome comments, suggestions and questions, and hope to see you around next time. Bye for now.